Whenever we meet someone, we often exchange more than our names. We ask and answer some questions about our identity. Or when we are at a gathering and there's someone we don't know, we often ask the person who we're with, "Who is that?" Or when we're participating in a new group, we are asked to share something about ourselves. It's always interesting to hear what people think are the most important things to share about themselves or about others. It's really interesting what we say when we identify ourselves. At meetings of Alcoholics Anonymous, people introduce themselves before they speak. "Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm an alcoholic." It's a clear way to identify and own one's identity. Whether the person is sober for 50 years or for just a day, they introduce themselves as an alcoholic because they are always recovering. It isn't a one-time cure to get sober. It's a daily walk, and often a struggle. I think it would be awesome if Christians would embrace this practice, even in church. "Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm a Christian." Whether a person is a Christian for 50 years or a day, we can introduce the most important part of our identity and verbally claim it. For that matter, it would be appropriate for us to at the very least, to name our Christian identity in the list we share when we meet someone and ask or to tell others about ourselves. "Hi, I'm Greg. I'm a single dad with 2 children. I work at Joann Fabric's warehouse, and I'm a Christian." In Paul's beautiful and lengthy letter to the Christians in Rome, he speaks most eloquently about our identity, which is foremost marked by love. Paul entreats the Christian church to take their identity seriously. In my Wesleyan Study Bible, these passages of Scripture are subtitled "Marks of the True Christian." What is important to understand while reading and studying this passage is that neither Paul nor Jesus before him said that we should try to embrace these qualities. They said that followers embrace these qualities. Too often we let that little word "try" come into the conversation when we're speaking about our life and faith. "I try to be a good person. I try to love everyone. Well, I try to get along with others." It isn't about trying. It's about doing. As the great philosopher Yoda once said to Luke Skywalker when Luke was in training and wanted to lift an X-wing out of the swamp, "Do or do not. There is no try." To try easily gives way to a less than full commitment to do and to be whom we are. It has even become an excuse of just giving a partial effort. This being a Christian thing is hard work. No and some will attempt to get away with a minimal effort. Paul is only too aware of this phenomenon. He has seen countless people profess the faith only to cut corners when it came to obedience to the new covenant in Jesus Christ. So Paul puts forth this poetic but clear language to the Romans and all who would eventually read these words. To be a Christian means that you don't just pretend to love others. You really love them. You hate or cast away what is wrong and hold tightly to what is good. Christians love genuinely and honor one another. Christians aren't lazy about their faith. Christians rejoice in hope, are patient in times of struggle, and keep on praying. Christians practice hospitality with eagerness, regardless of how others fit into various religious, social, or political categories. We ask God's blessing on others, even if that other person has hurt us. We celebrate and grieve with each other, and we live in harmony with each other. We aren't too proud, and we don't think we know everything. These are the kinds of things we do on a daily basis, no matter how we feel or what we are going through. Alice Walker once said, "Anybody can observe the Sabbath, but making it holy surely takes the rest of the week." So we are able to show these marks of a Christian because we have given our lives to God, and it is God who gives us the power to be able to do our identity each and every day. When we follow Jesus, we don't get issued an identity card, but these are the marks that validate our identity, that prove to others who we are. The message of Jesus, and then Paul, is about love and how that love moves us to social justice. Unlike our natural tendencies, these verses call us not only to address the cares, concerns, and challenges of people like us, those we already know and love and who know and love us. Nor do these verses limit the horizon of our concern to our extended family. But we embed these marks on all of our relationships and even our potential relationships. Our very identity means we constantly overcome our bent toward hatred, jealousy, undue anger, and disharmony. We are Christians, and we are honorable to our call to live in such a way that we are pleased that others see our values and our behaviors. Bishop Woody White examined this passage of Scripture in a sermon several years ago. And he examined how the word Christian was a noun, but also a verb. He spoke about our worship that should inspire us to be Christian. And he said, "I frequently say If the form of worship does not draw you closer to God and the human family, then it doesn't matter if you sing from words on a screen or from a hymn book. If you go into worship intolerant and come out intolerant, go in means mean-spirited and come out mean-spirited. Go in a bigot and come out a bigot. The form of worship has not helped much and does not mean much. That's why the lesson today can be instructive to all. It can point us to those unconverted corners of our heart. When we drop the word try from our vocabulary about ourselves, it is a sign that the unconverted parts of our heart have been rewritten into an identity that loves God completely and loves others as God loves them. This is who we are. This is our identity. This is what we do. Do or do not. There is no try in Christianity.